Well, guys, I certainly hope that the decision we make is a good one. I think it will be. I mean, think about it. If we had targeted Georgia, that would have meant that there would have been a clear division between Jim and Marjorie. And although the alliance is, I don't think the alliance is going to completely split up now because Jim's still in favour with us, so we still have a 6-degree advantage over the other 3. So I thought it was just smarter taking out Marjorie. Last tribal, there was a big decision on who to send out, and the majority landed on Marjorie. Now, I think that's the best move because, well, if Marjorie were to stay, she would have known that Jim targeted her, and that would have meant probably that Jim and Marjorie would butt heads, which would come to the demise of the alliance. Now, with Marjorie gone, she was an ally in the alliance, but we're still 6-3 up if we're still willing to trust Jim. Now, Jim's going to be a bit careful because he took out a big threat, and now he will be perceived as a big threat. That obviously isn't bad for me, because that means I'm not a target, but Jim is a close ally of mine, so him going would be bad. Hey guys. Oh hey Jim. Look guys, thank you for voting with me. I know that wasn't an easy decision, as she was an ally of ours, but I'm telling you that was a move that needed to be made. Plus, there's no harm, no foul, because we are 6-3 up still. It just makes really simple to just take those 3 out back to back to back, don't you think? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we had come to that conclusion before you arrived. Alright, cool. Just saying, you guys, thank you, and hopefully we can continue to move forward into 6. Last tribal was all about gaining control in this game, which I believe I've got now. I'm in a 6-person alliance. I could be perceived as a threat, just like Marjorie did. However, I have my insurance, which is my idol. I've also got a very tight bond with many of these people in this alliance, which Marjorie didn't have. Well, she had a bond, but it wasn't as tight as mine, which is really what I was working on at the beginning of this game. It's now all starting to come together. I get my relationships right, then I grasp control of this game by taking out the biggest threat in my opinion, that being Marjorie, and now I'm in a good position, and if people do want to target me, I have my insurance, which is my closest allies and my idol. Hey, you two. Yeah? Can I talk to you real quick? Look guys, okay, this game has been going very well with us, okay? But eventually we might be perceived as a threat, so to get to final 3 might be a battle. However, I've got something that assists with this. This is what final 3 looks like. Is that an idol? Yes, it is. Wow, good job, man. It's better than your fake idol. I know. This thing looks much more authentic. You're gonna tell the others? Look, I might tell Rob and Madison later, but I want to keep this news away from Jessica. Why? I don't fully trust her. I mean, she's a big game player, and I feel like if she wants to jump ship, which I think she might, she will possibly use the knowledge of the idol against me and the rest of the allies. So I'll tell you guys because I trust you two the most. I might tell Rob and Madison, but for now, and until I decide maybe I should do it, this stays away from Jessica. Jim having the idol is obviously a good thing. He told us, which means he's willing to share this power with us. He's not a selfish guy. Now, I want to work with Jim, and I'm in good conscience with mind going to the final 3 with him. He's a big threat. He's got an idol, he's got good relationships. It's going to be hard to beat that, but if he's willing to use the idol with us, then it means keeping him close is the best move going forward. I love the guy, however, he's a big threat, and at the end of the day, I want to win. So what do you think? Well, it's good that he has an idol, and it's good that he's probably sharing it with us. Yeah, I mean, we trust him. I'm very nervous about him becoming a big threat. And just one thing later on in this game, we take him out, because taking him to final 3 is dangerous. And I know that's ideal, but you see it, right? Yeah, he's a big threat. I think it could be big. I mean, we need him at the moment. I think if we get into trouble, we will need him, because he has the idol. So maybe after the idol goes, do we consider taking him out? Yes. I really like Jim, but he's a huge threat in this game. When the time comes, me and David have to band together to potentially take him out. That will go against our plan that we had a few, really early on in the game to go to the final 3 together. But it's just the way it has to be. Jim is a huge threat. He has an idol which he's willing to use with us. So the plan is that the moment the idol goes, we need to consider taking out Jim, because otherwise he's going to become a jury threat and he's possibly going to beat me and David in the end. Well, that went well. Yeah, we got everyone against Marjorie. The 3 of us are still here, but we're still on the bottom. So do we... plan remains the same. We're gonna flip somebody. Or we could go look for the idol. I'm down for a good idol hunt. Well, why don't you guys go look for the idol and I'll try and spread some connections around, you know, because that's what I'm good at. Alright, you do that, me and George will go look for an idol. If I find the idol, I'm going to use that idol to make the other side scramble. Then me, Georgia and Nick are going to dictate this game. That's just the truth. So what do? We just look. I don't wish to admit it, Josh, but I think I found something in this game where people are better than me at. What's that? Looking for idols. You found 2, I found 0. The idol means complete power in this game. That's the truth. Personally, I'm good enough to pull off a move without it. However, this is a different situation where it would just be nice to have it, you know, because it means I don't have to do so much work. I hate doing work. I do it because it's essential. I don't think they'll hide it in a high place. How do you know? Will they normally hide it under something or in something? Oh, what a surprise. This is my 3rd idol I've ever found, by the way. Yeah, I can calculate. Look, I don't know how many people in the history of any variant of Survivor have found 3 idols. Maybe there's been 1, maybe there's been 2. I haven't been counting, I've only been counting my idols. I've found 3. 2 in this game, 1 in Season 5. What I'm going to do with it, exactly what I said before. I'm going to dictate this game, and I'm going to make the other side scramble. Hey guys, I found a fish. Oh, cool. Yeah, great work, Jessica. What's that? Oh, no way. You noticed this, David? Yes, I do. Is that an idol? Yeah, your eyes do not deceive you, Rob. Survivor All-Stars, day 25. It was just a nice, calm day at camp. The fire was burning, we had a nice fish to cook, and Josh walks into camp with an idol. What is the crazy guy doing now? That was crazy. It's probably fake though. I don't think it was. Yeah, I've seen them. They're like a stone kind of thing. They can like he actually played one for me. It looked like almost exactly the same, just a different color. Huh. What do we do? Well, that's a question we should probably talk to Jim and Lexi about this. Look, it is all good to be concerned, but that's exactly what Josh wants you to do. I can see through it. It's probably a real idol. But why would he show us that? He's found this. If this is a real idol, that would be his 3rd idol. His last 2 he's kept completely to himself. There is absolutely no. There has to be something different here that he's showing everybody in the entire world. It must be because he's trying to throw us for a loop. That's the only thing I can predict. And if you're sitting there going, how did she know that? If that is the truth. Well, the truth is that I played on the Brain Tribe last season. I know my stuff. What's this meaning about? So Josh has an idol. What? Yeah, he literally showed everybody. God, I don't understand that guy sometimes. So the idea is like, what are we gonna do? Because we need to come up with an idea. I presume split the vote, because in retrospect, it just makes the most amount of sense. Josh plays the idol, let's say for himself. We chuck 3 votes on somebody else. Then we go into a tie between the 3 votes that they chuck on and the 3 votes we chuck on. We go into the tie with majority. Madison, you're a genius. I'm down for doing that. So, at the next Tribal Council, with the looming threat of the idol most definitely going to be played, the Alliance's plan is to split the vote between 2 people. Hopefully that means we put 3 votes on the person who plays the idol, but 3 votes on somebody else. And then what happens is, even if they play the other wrong, we get the result we want, because it vote ties and, well, we'll have the majority going into the revote. So it's a foolproof plan unless someone flips. So I presume that Jessica isn't going to be involved with the pact. Look, I will talk to her, but possibly not. She doesn't fully trust you. That's fair. You trust me though. I'm fully prepared to do this pact. As far as I'm understanding it, you aren't being targeted, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be between Josh and Georgia tonight. Cool, so I won't win immunity. I would suggest try and win immunity, because if you don't, our side could target you for being a physical threat. If Jessica goes, though, I don't know what to do, because I can't warn Jessica if she is the target. That's fine. If Jessica goes, that's Jessica's fault for not taking this pact to heart. While my allies were looking for the idol, I used this time to strengthen the pact between me and Rob about this immunity challenge winning thing. I would have liked to have Jessica involved, but she doesn't trust me, which is fair. But we keep pushing forward. Hopefully he's right and I'm not being targeted. I suggested that he attempts to win the challenge. I will step down probably close to the end of today's challenge to let him win, possibly, because he said I'm not a target, but I don't know about him being a target or not. Are you ready to get to your third immunity challenge? Yeah. Okay, for today's challenge, you're going to line up on this narrow beam and you're going to balance there for as long as possible. If you fall, you're out of the challenge. Last person left standing will win immunity, safe from the vote. Losers, tribal council, where somebody will be the 10th person voted out of this game and become the 3rd member of the jury. Okay, we'll draw for spots and we'll get started. Alright, everybody is in position and this challenge is on. This is a challenge from season 4. Jim is the only person here who can, well, at the moment, who competed in it. What was it like last time? I can't for the life of me remember where I finished. So far, everybody is hanging on strong. You've been going for 5 minutes. This challenge starts off easy at first, but the longer it goes, the harder it becomes, so keep it up. Everybody is still doing well at the moment. They've been going for 10 minutes, but anything can change in an instant. Ooh, just like that. Georgia is the first person out of this challenge. At this point, the legs will be becoming a bit shaky as you've been up there for 15 minutes. Everybody is still doing a very good job at the early stages of this challenge. What do you mean, I didn't even make it past the early stage? No. You guys have been going for half an hour. You guys have been going very strong for this challenge. Everybody wants the win, it seems. Madison falls. She's the next person out of this challenge. The 7 of you have been going for 45 minutes. You have been going for 1 hour. Keep it up. David falls. He's out of this challenge. Oh, and Jim falls quickly after, which means we are down to 5. They are Nick, Jessica, Rob, Josh, and Lexi, battling it out for immunity. You guys have been going for 1 hour and a half. Keep it up. Oh, Josh can't hold on much longer. He's out of this challenge now. The 4 of you have been going for 2 hours now. Lexi's legs give way and she's out of this challenge, which means we are down to 3. No surprises here. They are Nick, Jessica, and Rob. You never know how important this win could be, so you guys have got to dig deep here. Something is going to give. You guys have got to battle it out. The 3 of you have been competing for immunity challenges for a long time. You guys have been very good at it, so you've got to keep it up. Nick hops down. He won't be winning immunity back to back. We are down to 2. They are Jessica and Rob. These 2 have already won an immunity challenge this season. Jessica, though, has not won an immunity challenge in the merge yet. Hey, I mean, Jeff, before we continue, I had to beat 13 players to win my immunity. I guess that's impressive. there's been a lot of high concentration going on the faces of these two as they battle it out for immunity. Oh, Jessica can't hold on much longer, which means Rob wins immunity and is safe from the vote. Congratulations, Rob, on winning immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 8. As for the rest of you guys, Trouble Council tonight, where somebody will be the 10th person voted out for this game and will become the 3rd member of the jury. It will not be you. Grab your stuff about to camp. I'll see you guys tonight. It's good to get another win under my belt. Nick didn't specify if I needed it or not, but no one can vote me out at the moment, so I'm very grateful for this. Hopefully I can keep pushing forward to get to the end. If I have to win the immunity challenges, like I've said many times before, I will just continue to win them. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations, Rob. Thank you, guys. Well, 2 immunity wins in a row. Next, you get to pick up the pace. Hey, come on, old man. Don't be like that. Rob is one of my bestest friends out here, I'd like to say. So to see him get the job done again is great, especially because it keeps immunity within the alliance, and that's a good thing. However, with him immune, I could be targeted. Now, I wasn't expecting to win the immunity challenge, let's be real, but I am certainly worried that I could be targeted, and that worries me. Well, since we've got immunity in our alliance, we can target all 3 of them. So who is it? So we got 3 on 3, right? We're gonna put 3 votes from Josh, presumably. I think that's the safest choice because there's a high chance he plays it for himself, but we could really vote for any of those 3. But preferably, I'd go with Josh because he could be playing a gamble tonight and not play it. So Josh is our overall target that we want, right? Yes. And so who we're going to split 3 votes on? Maybe Nick? See, I don't know about Nick. I know he's a physical threat, but that's all he's got. Why not target someone like Georgia, because she's got this social and strategic game under her belt, plus she's a master manipulator. Yeah, I'm actually on Rob's side. Well, we'll keep it simple, we'll go with Georgia. Cool, I'll do it. So, I came up with the idea of splitting the votes 3-3 a few days ago. Now we have our targets, the plan is in motion. We are set to go. I've obviously got to be wary of a potential flip because they happen. Sometimes, a lot of the time. But I'm hoping tonight that the allies work together, my alliance work together. We can potentially take out 2 of the biggest threats in this game. That being Josh and Georgia. If Josh doesn't play the idol, he's done so. The votes tie, we take out Josh. If he does play the idol, Georgia's done so. The votes tie, the majority falls on Georgia. And yeah, we're good to go. I'm pretty sure that the careful planning from the alliance and me, because I did come up with the idea, I want to take bragging rights, but I'm just letting you guys know that the careful planning should work tonight. Look, completely outside the game related, what is the craziest thing you've seen as a doctor? Well, I've seen some crazy stuff, I will say that. I don't think you want to hear the stories. Well, yeah, probably don't. Yeah, please don't. I don't want to hear any gross stories. It's not gross, it's just, yeah, they're gross. They're gross stories, you really don't want to hear them. Trust me, being a doctor isn't fun and games at all. I've been working very hard this season to maneuver my game away from my Season 1 game. My Season 1 game, I don't know what I was thinking. I was there to make big game moves. However, I sacrificed my social game to be able to achieve that. Social players win this game. Now, you can just be pure social, that doesn't work. But social players that make some moves win this game because, well, if they have people on their sides, A, people won't want to get rid of them, and B, people want to work with them. Now, I'm not trying to work with Georgia and Nick. I'm just trying to get them to know them better, because if they are to go onto the jury, I need their votes. It was something that I screwed up very badly, and I only tried to do it late in the game, which was a mistake. So we need to figure out who that side's voting for then. High chance they're gonna split the vote. Well, they don't know about the idol, but they do. How? I showed everybody. Why would you do that? Well, think about it. We want to hold on to this idol, right? Because even if we get tonight's vote right, we're still going to be in the minority the next time, Georgia. You're smart, right? I'm going to slowly explain it to you, and you're probably going to pick it up, what I'm about to say to you, before I even say it. You did it, so they split the vote, so it becomes simpler for us. So we only have to flip one person? Exactly, yes. Huh. Smart. Josh is an idiot. He really is. I understand where he's coming from. What he wants to do is he's created a scramble. He's forcing that side to split their votes. So all we need to do is flip one person. Buddy, we've been trying to flip people a lot since the beginning of this merge, and we haven't been able to do it. The only reason why the three of us are still here is because Jim last tribal created a big move and got everyone on his side. What do you expect them to do? They don't flip. One of us is going home because all of a sudden you have a tied vote, and boom. He's probably going to play the idol, or he's probably not going to play the idol. The only thing I'm going to focus on is getting through tonight's tribal. Obviously, I'm going to try and flip somebody because that's the direction that Josh is taking us. So we need a target. Yeah. Well, do we just go for Jim? You know, he kind of forced the Marjorie boot. He's a big threat. Yeah, he's got a small physical game. He's got a physical game's there, but it's not as big as other players. But his social and strategic game is there as well, and that scares me a bit. So do we take out Jim? Personally, I disagree. Why? I want to take out David. What? Look, David is in that alliance. He is close with Jim as I understand it, which means that he has had a hand in many of those eliminations. Plus he had a hand in the Jerry boot, which is, in my opinion, the biggest blindside of the season so far. He's in a really good position, and he's working on his social game now, which means he knows he's in a good place. You work on your social game, then he starts to pick up votes towards the end. The only reason why I see the strategic players losing this season is because of a social player like David. So you're saying David? Yes. Look, I'm willing to do it. I just want to get through tonight's vote. I'll go and flip somebody. Or who do we flip? The smartest choice, in my opinion, is Jessica. Why Jessica? I think she's the most likely to want to make a move. I'll flip Jessica, put the votes on David. If we can flip Jessica, we have the majority if that side is to flip their vote. See, guys like me, we sit back and scheme our way in through the game, making big, bold moves. Then we get beaten by a social player. Now, there's some better social players in this game, but David to me is the best at it. He has changed his game a lot from Season 1. He is in a very comfortable position. He is assisting in many of these big blindsides. He's in a very good position along with the others. Now, the reason why I want to target David is A, he's a low radar threat, so no one sees it. Very similar to why Jim wanted to take out Marjorie. And 2, he's a very social player as well. He knows his mistakes from Season 1. He's decided to change his game, and if he gets enough votes, which it looks like he potentially could get those votes, he will win the game. I'm worried about that, and I would like to cut those ties before they develop any further. Alright, would you consider taking out David? What? Why David? Well, so me, Nick, and Josh are taking out David tonight. David, look, you worked with David to take out Jerry. As I understand it. Yes, that is true. He's in a very good position in that majority alliance. He is social. He's an under-the-radar threat that not enough people see. Why did we take out Marjorie, Jessica? Because she was... Oh. Because she was a threat. She was playing a good social game and no one saw it. It's the same story with David. David, no one sees the threat level David poses. Yeah, but why is it smart for me, though, to take out one of my allies? Look, me and you are big game players, right? We don't want to sit on our hands and just watch as these simple votes go by. Look, there's been a few blindsides. Tonight's an opportunity for you to make a bigger blindside. Look, I'm not a big fan of Josh's plan. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try and flip Jessica, though. if it keeps me in the game, I am going to go for it. You'll think I'm an idiot if I don't, right? Because that's dumb. There's a plan going on. I'm in no area to really come up with a new plan, especially because we're in too deep because of Josh's erratic behavior. But I've got to do my job, and that is to flip Jessica. Now, I'm really good at flipping people. It hasn't been my game, though, for flipping people. So hopefully tonight, the tables turn. I've gone at this flipping attempt by appealing to Jessica's ego of wanting to make big moves. I mean, if she didn't want to make big moves, then why else would she have voted for Jerry? Look, I love blindsides. The timing of them is crucial, though. I don't view David as particularly a big threat. But Georgia is right. He is an under the radar threat. Not big like Jim or Rob is. He has got a good social game. He has got a reasonable physical game. Wouldn't say it's great. But he did win an immunity challenge in season 1. I know he can beat me. And his strategic game's been pretty solid as well. He is an under the radar threat, just like Marjorie was. So the question is, do I continue down that path of making a big blindside, taking out David, who is an under the radar threat, or do I stick to this alliance, maybe take out another big threat, which is Josh and Georgia? The question is that Josh and Georgia aren't under the radar threats, though. Under the radar threats are hard to beat. Welcome, Mogo, to Tribal Council. Rob, you've won your second immunity challenge in a row. I've got to ask, how does that feel? Well, Jeff, I'll let you get your facts right. It's not in a row. I've made that mistake as well. But nonetheless, it is my second time winning this season, and it's a good feeling. There is literally nothing wrong with winning immunity challenges until you lose one. So, Jim, how do you feel coming into Tribal Council, knowing how this season's been a bit of a roller coaster? Look, when you put it like that, Jeff, it does make me feel uneasy. And you got to remember that you're never going to get this game particularly right. You're not going to... There's never been a person who's played perfectly. There's been people who've played well, but not perfectly. Jim, what about no, Georgia? You played very well in Season 2. I wouldn't say perfectly, though. So, Madison, what do you think about tonight? I think it could be very interesting, but I think it could be pretty straightforward as well. There's no need to make a blindside happen in every tribal council. Josh, what do you think of that? Look, I'm all for keeping the vote simple, but just look who's been voted out at the moment on the jury. Aside from Mike, there's only one other person anyway, but Marjorie was an under the radar threat in this game. They are dangerous, and I have a feeling that taking out under the radar threat would be a smart move tonight because, well, if you don't do it, when are you going to get another opportunity to do it? So, who is the under radar threat? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Well, I'm excited. It is time to vote. David, you'll start us off. Georgia, the only thing that can save you tonight is either if Josh plays the Arlo for you or doesn't play the Arlo at all. And if I were you, I'd know which one I'd be banking on. I once made a gamble in this game and it didn't work. You're about to figure out what that feels like. David, tonight you'll become another victim of the great dictator of this game. I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. No? Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, David. Second vote, Josh. That's 1 vote David, 1 vote Josh. Third vote, Josh. That's 2 votes Josh, 1 vote David. Fourth vote, Georgia. That's 2 votes Josh, 1 vote David, 1 vote Georgia. 5th vote, Georgia, we're tied. 2 votes Josh, 2 votes Georgia, 1 vote David, 4 votes left. 6th vote, David, we're tied again. 2 votes David, 2 votes Josh, 2 votes Georgia. 7th vote, Josh, that's 3 votes Josh, 2 votes Georgia, 2 votes David. 8th vote, David, we're tied again. 3 votes Josh, 3 votes David, 1 vote Georgia, 1 vote left. The 9th and final vote. And the 10th person voted out, and the 3rd member of the jury. David. Oh, no way. Wow. Jeez, who did that? David, that's 4, that's enough for tonight. I'll need you to bring me your torch. David, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. I did not see that coming. Well, with 9 all-stars on the beach, only one thing can lead to a conclusion. The game will change. The game will also change with 8 people left on the beach. Grab your torches, about to camp. Good night. I tried to play a more social game this time around because that was a massive failing in my first appearance.
I'm very much surprised by this result. I'm not exactly sure where it came from. Maybe I came across as too much of a threat to somebody. I mean, clearly someone flipped because it was obvious that those 3 voted for me, and so somebody who I thought I trusted voted me out. So that hurts a little bit. I'm hoping it wasn't Jim or Lexi, because that would hurt a lot more.
Well, that's the end of my second dig. I come out with my head held high, really. I stuck in against these great players and I came out all right.